I'm sitting in my car, alone, scared, nervous, outside sequence climb, because I'm about ready to go inside and climb my very first V7. How do I know I'm going to send this V7? Call it editor's intuition, I guess. Me sending this problem isn't all that this video is about. It's also about the importance of personal milestones, marks of progress, accomplishments that make you feel good. But first, we squeeze into our shoes. Then we stretch. Sending a V7 problem has been, for as long as I've been climbing, fantasy. Is now even worth thinking about. In fact, me just paying attention to this V7 problem is worth noting. Normally, I would pass it by without a thought. You know that famous invisible gorilla experiment where viewers are meant to count the number of times a basketball is passed around, and they get so focused on that task that they fail to see the person in the gorilla suit just walk right through the frame? That gorilla represents every other V7 problem that has ever existed, as far as I'm concerned. I don't even see them, except today's V7. Why? Now, I think the reason I noticed this problem this time is simply that it looked doable. I guess I've maybe become strong enough and skilled enough that my brain is receptive to this new possibility. That mind-body connection is real, people. Now let's take a look at this thing that has excited my brain, shall we? Now, the problem is very vertical, as you can see, and is mostly made up, actually entirely made up, of a series of blue rail volumes. So the holds themselves are actually really good. The main difficulty of this problem comes into place because of the angle of the wall. As you can see, it's a little bit overhung, and while the holds are good, they are all very neutral. So there's no digging your fingers into the holds. It's only it's all compression strength. And honestly, I didn't think I was that good with compression strength. Now, of course, sending this problem would make me feel absolutely incredible, so I made it my mission for the day. But first, gotta get warmed up. Here's a lovely traverse problem that I really took to. And as you can see here at the very beginning, I am placing my left foot up on the wall, really as just a way to stay a little bit close to the wall, but really to control my momentum on this swing here, which is a lesson I will take to a later problem, as you'll see, so stay tuned for that. But this traverse goes all the way to the right with some very tiny footholds here that I was slipping out of constantly. There's one right there, as you can see. Totally slipping out of these so many times. And in fact, I don't think I ever really nailed down the best way to handle them. I think I just got lucky every time I sent this problem. Another left foot up there to the top, really, again, to stay close to the wall to keep myself from swinging off. It wasn't a necessary left foot, but it made the climb much easier. And then a final sort of reach up to the top there. Super fun climb. That was fun. Now on to the next one. This next problem is one I have never sent before today's session. Starts with a nice jug at the bottom that half dynos up to a little undercling there. I've tried this problem a few times, but the initial dyno gave me just enough trouble for me to call it quits very soon. But today I was feeling great, so I tried. And I tried. And then I had a sit down to think about why I was failing so much. Now, it didn't take long for me to figure out the issue. I need to reduce my momentum a bit, and to do that, I need to change the angle I approach the undercling above me. So you'll notice at the very beginning, I pull my body into a little bit more of a J shape so that I can come up and underneath that undercling there. And then I easily hop up to the final portion, which is a bit hard to see in this video. I apologize, but there's basically a blue rail volume that my left hand is on right now, and there's a tiny little hand chip thing underneath it, which allows for a little bit of good grip, but with the angle of this wall coming out, it was actually kind of weird to know exactly where to situate my body. I eventually got it, but it didn't feel great, to be totally frank. But I did it. I felt warm. I still had a lot of trouble with the top half of this problem though, as you can see, and I would have loved to refine it, but I only have so much energy, and I can't waste it all before the V7. I mentioned personal milestones a bit earlier. I consider the first climb in a new grade an important milestone for a climber. In fact, I see the first climb of a new grade as more important than the general idea of climbing within a grade. See, I don't generally talk or even care about grades. I find them useful only as a measure of personal success, not as a skill title. So for example, if I generally climb V5 problems, but I fall on a V1 or V2, I don't see that as a failure because I don't see myself as a V5 climber. I'm a climber who has climbed V5s. The V5 is a milestone, not a standard. And today's V7 is a new milestone for me, which is why I'm so happy right now. We should probably go ahead and take a look at that climb. Let's do it right now. I start off this problem by dropping my chalk bag on the ground because I'm a non-caring badass who doesn't give a crap. Then I jump right into super compression land. This climb really was focused entirely on compression. There's some footwork, of course, and some important footwork, but I feel like I'm pretty good with like toe hooks, heel hooks, and so those came pretty naturally in this climb. But for me, it was really the compression angle that was tough for me because I'm not strong in that way. At least I didn't think I was until I was able to climb this climb. I have my left heel on this for sort of a last desperate attempt up to the hold, as you can see me pondering it here. Ugh. Not the smoothest, not the best looking, because I feel like I need to use the far right volume a little bit that I never even touch in this climb. But one of these days I'll clean that up a little bit. But until then, I'm super happy. I cannot believe it. I freaking did it. I did it. I've had an unwritten goal to climb a V7 within my first year of climbing. I've been climbing since February 2023. Today is January 27th. 2024, and I can say that I've done that. I've accomplished that. It's exciting. Now I know what some of you are thinking. Caleb, that yellow sticker has a 6 on it. Maybe you climbed a V6 and not a V7, and maybe you are correct, jerk. But I've climbed ranged V6s before at other gyms, and this is the very first range with a 7 on it, so that's why I'm calling this a new milestone for me. Now thank you so much for watching this video. Tell me in the comments below, what's your next climbing milestone? What do you think of the V grading system in general? Do you pay attention to grades? And if you got this far into the video, you must like it, right? So please give it a thumbs up. That tells the algorithm that this is a video worth watching. Also, consider subscribing. I make long-form climbing videos like this one, but I also upload daily YouTube shorts, 1 climb per short. That's my rule, with commentary. People seem to enjoy my YouTube shorts. Perhaps you will too.